I'm starting to think maybe I need to find a cleaner way to do this. Because I get to do these little hour chunks on Instagram. And I might be in a fucking groove or talking to somebody or some shit. And it just cuts me right the fuck off. You feel me? Um, I'm still kind of getting used to this shit. You know, today I realized why people will start their live stream and then just like sit there, or they'll just like talk about random shit and keep saying they're waiting on people to come in. I get it. I guess. I guess it's just like reasoning, because my shit's going up on YouTube, and I also archive it. I kind of sometimes think maybe I should stop archiving it and just put it up on YouTube, because I'm trying to break in the algorithm a little bit. I just want this shit to get out. I don't give a fuck if they pay me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I need things just like anybody else, but still, I view this kind of like a mission, which sounds gay, but regardless, I still see it as like a mission. You feel what I'm saying? Like, trying to do something, trying to see something real quick. So yeah, I'm not really finna wait. I don't even know if there were people in there by the end of it. It only shows me who joins. It doesn't show me if they're still in there. So yeah, I think that there is. I've been saying this all day. There's a need to put a nice little tight bow on things so that they make sense. Because I feel like beings in this civilization need things to make sense for them to be comfortable and not like freaked out. And I don't think I'm that much different, but I think I am, because I've been working really hard at like disassociating from this shit. I've been working really hard at like not being a part of this because it's dumb. You know? It's dumb, it makes no sense. It's a horrible place that treats people terribly and then tells them to pray for forgiveness or like pray for things to change. Like, I don't fuck with that, you know? That's very fucked up and weird to me. So yeah, I guess this would be a good time to switch gears into what I was talking about earlier. I maybe won't talk as long on this one because I said a bunch, or I said some stuff earlier anyway. And I would like to finish those movies and watch some other shit too. I might drink some coffee. You know what I mean? I might drink some fucking coffee, bruh. So, if you didn't watch the other video, I'm not gonna do like a full, here's what happened. But I will say, I was watching It and It Chapter 2. That's my plan. I didn't watch both of them yet. I was in the middle of watching the first one. And these are remakes, not the old one that fucking sucks. The old one sucks. But I realized earlier today, before I started watching those movies, or came up with the plan to watch those movies, that the story is about either the Nephilim or a Nephilim. And so this pops into my head, and I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I might be onto something with that. So then I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, let's rewatch the movies. Let's see if I'm on it. And Hulu had dropped them both. Fuck you, Hulu, for that. So I had to go. I had to go get the movies, right? Um, so I'm looking in the window like, what the fuck is that? Um, so yeah, I start watching the first one, and bruh, it's it's straight like that. A movie about the Nephilim or one Nephilim, maybe even the last Nephilim, but I doubt that. I don't think there's just one. Um, but it is a story, so whatever the intention was when they wrote that is what it would be about. But I mean, there's references, there's little Easter egg like joke type lines that he says. You'll float too. We all float down here. Like references to the flood. He eats children. He's got the kind of like traditional description of what the Nephilim looked like: blood around the mouth, red hair, white painted face, crazy looking features, trickster, very powerful in the things that he can do. Um, I covered all that in the first video. Something I felt like I wanted to say more, or I needed to say more about it, but I couldn't tell what it was. So I figured I would just kind of like see if anybody wanted to actually talk about it for one, but ain't nobody came back in here, so I'm just gonna talk about it. There are accounts from all over the world of different types of beings and myths surrounding them, and they don't look exactly the same, but they all look like versions of clowns. They all look like versions of clowns, and for one reason or another, they get pushed into and kept into society in most places. And I don't believe in coincidences, especially on a large scale like that. It seems to me like worship. It seems to me like worship, and it seems to me like reverence being pushed on us to like revere them, fear them, give them loosh, give them physical bodies, like. And then there are orders and organizations like the Shriners that are overt with it, like the Red Shoe Club shit that some Shriners do. If you didn't know, the red shoes that they wear, the leather, quote unquote, that they use to make those shoes, that's skin. It's blood soaked skin. It's blood soaked skin, bruh. And when you happen to realize or come across all the things that the Nephilim did in their time in the public eye, because I don't think they're gone. I just think they're smarter and more elusive out of self-preservation. It really starts to make a lot less sense why there are clowns everywhere, because they weren't jolly fucking ha 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 beings at all. They were extremely violent. They were power hungry. They were, you can't call them cannibals. I guess I'll say human eaters. They were depraved sexually, and many times these things weren't separate. They did stuff at the same time. There's stories of all kinds of gnarly ass shit, bro. So if this is true, and there are secret orders and societies that know this, I guarantee they know it. why are those same orders and fraternities and secret organizations and shit, why are they pushing their likeness and image so hard? You know? Like, why would you want those beings' image to be everywhere? Why are they so closely associated with children? Which, again, when you go back to the beginnings of this shit, to the actual beings that looked like that, they ate children because they were easy prey. And then ate their parents, I'm sure. Like, I don't want to dress up like that. I don't want that on my birthday party. And I'm not going to one that has one there on purpose. But yeah, the Red Shoe Club. Look that shit up. It's fucking disturbing as fuck. But so there's been a few movies that are widely known that kind of hint at this theory that the Nephilim were clowns, and one of them specifically that I'm aware of referenced them in terms of also being, you know, extraterrestrial or alien. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Super old ass movie. Used to love it when I was a fucking little kid. I feel like I should watch that again. Maybe I'll watch that again, and if there's anything in it, I'll talk to y'all about it. But regardless, it's exactly what it says it is. Killer clowns come from outer space in a circus tent cloaked ship. So their spaceship is a circus tent. And they eat people. Same jaws and teeth as, Pennywise in the new movies and the first movie, I guess. And there's other depictions, bro. You can really start to see this shit once you take a step back, and whether you love clowns or hate clowns, you take a step back and you look at this from an objective standpoint. Like, there's too much information about clowns. And like I said, understanding conspiracy has pieced together a lot of information, some of it chronological, showing the the kind of life cycle, I don't know what to call it, the ups and downs of this whole thing that everybody kind of, like, I almost say ignores, because you really have to care about this shit to come to these conclusions. Because unless you're, like, randomly researching some shit, probably wouldn't come across it. But he has a chronological, like, presentation of, why people started dressing up as clowns, who did it first, showing documentation and I don't know if there were old pictures, but it's compelling enough to feel like he's onto something. Like, this isn't bad research. This nigga found a lot of good shit to support what he's saying. What's funny is he's like a strawberry blonde, I guess they call him, or some shit. That shit sounds kind of pause to say, but a redhead. This dude's a redhead too, so it's kind of funny to me that he's like, is that why he figured it out? Because he's a redhead and he wants to know his heritage. That's fucked up. My bad. That's fucked up. It's yet another thing that is going to be hard for me to shake, even a little bit, because All of these things seem connected, even if they're not, directly connected. Like I was saying before, if all of these beings and creatures and shit live under the surface, it would be in their best interest to not step on each other's toes, to not fuck each other's money up, to not, fuck each other's food up, or, get in each other's way. So, I don't. With a lot of this stuff, there's no confirming or denying. You just have to look for stuff that can help you, like, understand it better, understand why people believe it so hard, like, so on and so forth. And with this Nephilim thing, I don't really need more evidence, bro. Just the sheer scale, frequency of how much clowning there is, how many clowns there are, like how they get kind of like protected, almost like an endangered species that's not endangered at all. At the very least, that shit is creepy, you know. Gacy was a clown. There's been lots of stories of dudes that were either professionally or for fun clowns who kill a bunch of people or do worse or both. And so I don't really need more contextual evidence because it's apparent to me. Clowns are everywhere. Every culture. And I don't mean like, okay, now that we're over here, now we're looking at XYZs. He's still, you're still looking for that specifically. Like, there's, like, okay, the Dogons, right? They said beings came here and gave them knowledge in astrology and so on, so on. Astronomy, mathematics. What they described don't necessarily strike me as clowns, right? But then, not only is there the jester that needs to be kind of like added to it, but when you really pay attention to clown symbolism and history, and especially like, I don't know, look for the video that's like seeming like it's explaining the entirety of it, because when you see all of the things that lead up to people starting to dress like clowns and shit, you get Nephilim. And I talk about trickster gods a lot and trickster deities. This is that. This is that. It could even be for, it could even be for a single group that are presenting themselves to be one god that is a jealous god, so on, so on, so on. Archons, y'all the bath, all that shit. It's compelling shit. Like, he goes into specifics in time, different kings and queens, and all this shit. If you believe in history, it definitely connects some dots for you. I don't know that I believe in history the way it's been presented but it's still presented. So, um, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do more research on that and see if I can't connect it more to the other stuff that I study. But just off of like the indoctrinating pushing of clowns and oh they're happy and they're for the kids and so on and so on, when their roots are the roots of clowns, where they come from and how and all that shit is dark. Like very, very dark, not able to be made into a movie type dark. Because it'd basically be a snuff film if they were to make a movie about true Nephilim, especially the ones that look like clowns. Because, like I said, you can go to other countries and find different versions of that. If you go to the Understanding Conspiracy channel that I keep talking about too much, another version you'll see, it's like these white faces with gigantic black eyes and like a little mouth with blood around. Like, it's a whole thing. I'm really trying my best to piece together as much shit as possible, and like not just saying with this specific topic, but like I said, I'm trying to. I don't know if it's going to be a dissertation, because I don't know that I care enough to do a whole dissertation, unless I really end up at a theory of everything moment. Not the podcast, but the phenomena theory of everything. That is what I'm working on, though. If I happen to come across, if I think it's going to be interesting to people and whatnot, then maybe I will do it, but it doesn't matter. I'm still piecing all that together. I feel like I've got to finish watching these movies so that I can get more out of them. I was thinking about watching the second one first, because that's the one that really goes into like what he is, Pennywise, and what he does and so on, but my heart just couldn't let me do it. I had to get the whole story straight. I usually deal with insomnia pretty well. Like, I can do stuff and not be tired, not be out of it. But I'm definitely mentally out of it right now. Insomnia is fucking lame. But I think I might do more research. And obviously, like I said, finish watching these movies and see if maybe there's something else that I want to get into with the specifically killer clown from outer space types. I can't. There's too many topics and too many subjects to try to like connect them, but that's not gonna stop me, bro. And I think just as much as it is me wanting to do like a good thing, do the right thing, help my family, find my family and all that stuff, it's also out of entertainment, because as much as I give credence to a lot of these things and I'll study them for more than one, more than 1 hour or whatever, I still don't care, because one of my core beliefs, one of my core pieces of gnosis is that this is not real. It's not real, and it doesn't work in a way that was being used. And that was very recent. Like, Yeah. I don't know, man. Obviously, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna get some coffee in me, bruh. And we'll see what else I can dig up and try to piece all this shit together, man. If you have any thoughts, obviously, hit me up. Let me know. Comments, DM, whatever. If there's anybody that you know of that's into this shit or has a specific experience or some knowledge or gnosis that they can be so kind as to bestow, definitely let me know. And I might even look more into the UFO, UAP shit. But I mean, I won't, because there's nothing really more to that other than stuff that you'll get unalived for pursuing or broadcasting. Anyway, hopefully Pennywise is not in your house or in your dreams or standing next to you. Hey, I'm trying to get them They Live glasses, by the way. I don't know how to pronounce that chemical, that coating, and I'm not finna pay $300 or $15,000 or whatever, however much it costs. But I am gonna try something. I got an experiment on the way. I'm gonna see if this shit works, because I want to see these other planes that are existing in the same plane as us. And if it comes to be that shit's real, I will let you know. Yeah, bruh. This shit is all just a game, dog. You know? It's all a game. And you don't have to let this shit stress you out or make you act out of character or do anything crazy. Just, be like water, bruh. You know what I mean? Alright, I'm out.